sure. Do I need to twist something? Welcome, everyone. All right. As we are gathered for our Sunday school kickoff, let me just give you a run of how the day's going to start, and then Debbie will come up later and give you more of an idea where to find the things to do. So today we're going to start with prayer because life happens, and so I don't want to leave out the fact of supporting each other in prayer. Then we're going to have an announcement from the thrift store because it's changeover time. And then there will be a couple of announcements from PPR that I and Tom will be giving. We'll sing Christ the Lord is Risen today. It's number 302 in your hymnals if you do want a head start for that here in a few minutes. And then after we sing that one, I know it's an Easter song, but it's a true song. And today is still a day that the risen Lord is Lord. And then, Debbie, that's when you'll come up and you'll let us know how to find the things that all the effort has gone into for kicking off Fall Sunday School. So today, as we're gathering, I'm going to start off the prayer sharing with thank you for praying for our grandson Lucas. The surgery went great. They weren't sure at the start of it whether they'd be able to accomplish everything in one surgery, but no seizures. He laid still. They feel like they got it all done in one surgery. So thank you for praying for him. Someone else have something to praise God about, or you want us praying with you as you're going through life happens? All right, well, let's say the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So tell us about the thrift store getting ready.
We actually had a thrift store board meeting last week, or about 10 days ago, with Pastor, and it was a great meeting, and we just thought we do a lot of updates through Facebook, but we also realize not everybody has Facebook, so maybe we need to do more communication here at church and also through the newsletter, so that's one of our goals we hope to accomplish. But as a board and volunteers, we are constantly humbled, and we're constantly in awe of the presence of God and how he works through the thrift store. There's lots of examples, but I'm going to tell you two recent ones very quickly. About 2 weeks ago, a couple drove over from Ray and donated us virtually a brand new window unit air conditioner. They had bought it in Ray and said it didn't fit the size of their room. Rather than return it, they decided to donate it to our thrift store because they heard of all the good things that we do. And they told us, sell it, find a home for it, whatever you need to do. We thought we could find a home for it, and we had a lady lined up that was going to take it, an elderly single lady here in town, and I was visiting with her numerous times over a few weeks' time, and finally she declined, and she said, and it humbled me again very much, that I already have a small window unit, I don't think I need a second one. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So again, humbled and very much in awe. There are many, many more examples, but I'm not going to go over those. This week is our summer's end at the thrift store, and we had sack sales and got rid of a lot of inventory. But not only do we donate money, this week we have donated 5 boxes of baby clothes, maternity clothes, and baby items to a crisis center in eastern Colorado, a pregnancy crisis center. We have boxed 2 large boxes of professional clothing that will go to the Denver Rescue Mission, and that's a connection that we have through the Swihart family. Out there, Bruce's brother works with the homeless people in trying to get them ready for the job world again, and so he goes with them through the interview process and application process, and then he finds clothing for them. So our little piece of this is to provide some professional clothing. So we also found a connection with a local young man that used to be from St. Francis. He works with tiny homes for veterans in Kansas City. So a lot of our housewares that will be purged today and tomorrow will go to these tiny veteran homes in Kansas City area. So again, we're just overwhelmed and in awe at the presence of what God does for us. So check my notes here. At our meeting here about 10 days ago, we discussed various needs throughout our community in the tri-state area, and we wrote over $7,000 worth of checks that night. Again, humbled and grateful that we can provide that assistance. Just a real quick thing here. If you're a volunteer at the thrift store, would you, anytime throughout the year, whether it's regular or just here when you can, would you stand? Come on, Timber. Okay. Oh, stay standing, stay standing. If you've ever donated items to the thrift store, would you stand? Yeah. If you've ever shopped at the thrift store, would you stand? Now, if you think you want to come to the thrift store now, would you stand? Okay. Anyway, it's all of you that make it all of this possible, and we're so, so very grateful. Again, just a couple things here of numbers. The thrift store opened in its location now in 2005, down on Main Street. Since 2005, in the tri-state area, and mainly in the St. Francis and Cheyenne County communities, we have donated $575,416.60. Church donations for projects that go on within the church, whether it's at the parsonage or here, maybe Bible school, maybe new appliances, whatever is needed and we can help. Since, again, 2005, we've donated $86,000, or $86,834.29. So that, to me, is just, again, very overwhelming. That doesn't include the $7,000 we just wrote out last week. So now, the plug is for tomorrow. Tomorrow's our changeover, so we're going to empty out what's left in the store. We have, like I said, a lot of places for things to go, and we need help. We'll wipe down shelves, we'll clean windows, we will vacuum floors, we will do whatever's needed to get the store ready to bring out all our new inventory. So if you can join us, it starts at 9, and it goes till whenever we're done, depending on how many people show up, and we would really appreciate it. There are snacks, there are drinks, there are cleaning supplies. We just need extra hands. And there'll be lunch provided. Thank you.
I was asked about offering earlier. We're going to give a nod to the first service people who made the biggest leap to be here today, and the offering plates will be sitting back in the foyer. You can ask Bradley if you're not seeing it, so you can give the way that first service is used to doing. I'll be helping in the Rhino room later, and one of the discussion points there is, when have you been disappointed that something didn't go the way you planned? Remember, even when you're disappointed, God is wild about you. This next pair of announcements from PPR are ones that are not easy to do. Several weeks ago, we scheduled today as our fall Sunday school ministry kickoff. And unfortunately, today has also become the day that we need to report events from the PPR meeting last week. In the year 2000, I was an ordained pastor with the Assemblies of God when I was asked to pastor with the United Methodist Church. At that time, and regularly since then, the district committee who interviews pastors asked me what my stand was on the Book of Discipline's summary of Scripture regarding human sexuality. I affirmed my agreement with the Book of Discipline, as it affirmed the historic Orthodox views of Scripture. And I continue to believe that human sexuality is intended for one man and one woman in marriage. For the last year, there was a lot of talk that the Book of Discipline would be changed at the Special General Conference earlier this year. And due to this uncertainty, when friends and other denominations would ask what I was thinking, if I wanted them to keep their ears open for openings, I said, yes, I don't think I can not be aware of possibilities. The Book of Discipline was not changed at the Special General Conference. However, at the same time that I was moving to St. Francis, the Great Plains Annual Conference chose actions that crossed a line in the sand for me. Besides a couple of other actions, the most important one was the Great Plains Annual Conference committing itself to spending $30,000 to raise up gay leadership within local churches, which may not directly contradict the Book of Discipline, but certainly is not in step with the Book of Discipline, in my opinion. Due to these actions, I will be resigning my commission as provisional elder with United Methodist Church at the end of this month. My intentions have been communicated to District Superintendent Don Hasty, Bishop Sines, and the PPR committee. These people are already working on the future St. Francis has with a new pastor. I regret that the timing of this decision impacts St. Francis United Methodist Church as a whole, and especially today's. The decision is in no way due to actions or circumstances here in St. Francis. People have regularly asked me, "How's your family doing here?" And it's been a pleasure being here. Know that this is strictly a matter of conscience that I have wrestled with and prayed with long before today's announcement. So Tom, as chair of the PPR, I know that Don Hasty has given a statement as well as your own thoughts.
I would like to read to you a letter received from Don Hasty to all of you here and those watching at home. The bishop, district superintendent, and church cabinet are committed to finding St. Francis United Methodist Church the best pastor available. This may take some time. In the meantime, the district superintendent will work with nearby Methodist pastors and laypersons to work with the St. Francis congregation to provide leadership, pastoral care, preaching, and congregational leadership. Reverend Don Hasty, our DS, asked us to be of good courage, to trust God, to provide for the present and future, to ask God to meet our needs and continue walking faithfully as followers of Jesus Christ. Please pray for our minister and his family. Pray for each other. Pray for our next pastor. And pray for the bishop and cabinet as they work to fill this open position. At this time, our meeting on Wednesday evening, all 9 members of the pastor parish committee were there. At the present time, I'm the chairman of that committee. Other members of that committee are Joe Rogers, Elise Ross, Marty Schlittenhart, Carl Warner, Marvin Zimbelman, Megan Keenan, Vicki Schleep, and Sarah Wilson. I want the folks at home to know, and also you, my cell phone number is 332-0175. I will answer your calls. I will try and give you the best information available that I can. I'm going to be in contact with Don Hasty, and I am so sorry that we have to go through this, but I know as a family of God, we will be able to get through this. God already knows who our next pastor is, and that pastor doesn't know that he's been chosen. So have faith, be strong, and we will get through this together. Again, my number is 332-0175. Please call with your concerns, and I have a great amount of respect for the committee that I am privileged to be the chair of. Thank you very much.
I invite you to stand and take your hymnal, because there's nothing more that we can depend on sometimes in life than the fact that Christ is Lord. I invite you to sing with me. You can be seated for a moment. Debbie, if you would tell us how to get into the day that was planned for today.
Alrighty, we have an amazing event planned for our church family, and we are going to send our Sunday school kids off to a wonderful start. We're going to have a great time as families. God is with us now and in every place we go, and He will listen to us as we talk and we move through these situations, and I think it's a perfect time for us to think about all the lessons that our children and we will be learning as we go through these stations. So the main thing is we're going on a safari, and that's why I look like a Maasai person. And you'll find your guides to this will also look like they have been from or coming from Africa. And we're going to learn a lot about how God is wild about you. So we have a little tape that Matt will play for us that just tells us a little bit about what this will look like.
Get ready for untamed family fun this fall. What do you get when you combine wild animals, yummy treats, and fierce family fun? You get a safari. At Zufari, kids and families are on the prowl, spotting wild animals and finding fun games, gadgets, and discoveries. All the Zufari animals have one message. God is wild about you. So bring your family to Zufari.
The main thing we're going to learn today is that God is wild about you. So it's very important that we kind of put our actions with this. Kids are going to join in, and everybody, I hope, will do this too. So the sign for wild is like this in sign language. So we're going to do God is wild about you. And I want you to point to somebody who you think God is wild about, okay? So kids, get ready. Show your parents. Parents, you can do it. Grandparents, all righty. Get ready for God is wild about you. Okay, you did great for the first time. Great. So we are going to prowl around the church. Doesn't that sound fun, kids? Remember about prowling like a lion prowls? So we're going to go inside. We're going to go outside. And the best part is you get to bring your family. That would be your mom, and your dad, and your grandma, and your grandpa, aunts and uncles, and special friends. So I want you to point to a grown-up friend right now that you hope will go with you. Like I hope Marie will come with me around, maybe Grant. So anyway, Jim. So I hope you all point to somebody that you want to come with you in your family group. Okay, very good. So now, this is a safari. We're on a safari, so we have to travel together. That means that families stay together and friends stay together because you don't want to be eaten. On a safari, you have to stay together because if you remember, Brother George told us in Bible school that, yes, sometimes people do get eaten by the wild animals in Africa. So sometimes we've got to stay together, okay? And, of course, you need a map, okay? So, we don't want you to get lost on your safari. So right over here, Colleen will help you get it. One map per family group and one sack. Now, the sack is things for your tokens. You can put all your tokens in there, and you get treasures on a safari. Wow, okay. And these little treasures will remind you at home that God is wild about you. Let's do it together. Ready, set, arms up. God is wild about you. All right. Okay, so your family safari group can go anywhere you want, and you can stay as long as you want. There are 6 places to go, and in there is a lion's lair, and you're going to whisper messages a long way, just like in Africa. But you know what? God hears you. You may think he can't hear you. He's too far away, but he will hear you, and you're going to practice that with some tubes in there. And then there is a safari spotlight, and Mary Lou will be in there to grab your camera and take your family group picture or friends with you. Now, you can be with a lion, or you can be on the African plains. There's 2 places, so that's where we will be doing that right in the fellowship hall. Now, in the Sunday school rooms, there's a Cape buffalo waiting for you. Now, if you know about a Cape buffalo, you know it's very dangerous. Long horns, fast animal, dangerous. And, you need to worry about them. You don't want to run into one out on a walk. So, remember, God is wild about you, and you don't need to worry. Okay? So, also in the Sunday school rooms, there is a hoopoe bird. And we're going to talk about being scared. But remember, God is wild about you. So, kids, does anybody remember what's special about a hoopoe bird? What happens when it's scared? Its feathers pop up. Yeah. So you're going to do that kind of thing. And guess what? You're going to be scared in there. Okay? You're really going to be scared. All right. Outside in the courtyard, we're going to talk about being disappointed. There's a rhino, and you get to throw rings on the rhinos outside. And a little surprise is going to be there because it's not really going to be rhinos. It might be your parents. Okay? And then outside to the south over there, we're going to talk about how hard things are and we have to struggle sometimes. Remember, God is wild about you. And there is a giraffe, and he's trying to get a drink, and he cannot bend his legs very well. Did you know that? They have to spread their legs and put their long neck down. So you're going to have to struggle there too, okay? You're going to have to try really hard to get a drink, and you can't bend your legs. So, but remember, God's wild about you, and he's there with you too. So the last place that I'm going to talk about is in the sanctuary, where you're going to sing and dance and play musical instruments. And if you get tired of singing and dancing, you can sit and watch. Okay? For the younger people that might get tired. I'm sure the older people will be up there singing and dancing with the best of us. So then the finish is we all go to the kitchen area and have yummy treats. And that will end the safari. So, I think we're ready to go. Gather up your safari groups, head to the starting spot right there, prowl around the church, and be fierce, because God is wild about you. Let's do it together one last time. Put your arms up. Ready, set, go. God is wild about you. Okay. All right, family.
challenge every day. You lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Life will be crazy, wild and amazing. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Wherever you lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Life will be crazy, join with me, everybody sing. I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way. Come on now, join with me, everybody sing. I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way.
He is always there for us,
He's good in every way.
pouring out his awesome love.
He's good in every way.
He fills us up with peace and joy.
He's good in every way.
He gives us all we need and more.
He's good in every way.
Come on now, join,
Come on now,
yeah.
join with me, everybody sing. I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way.
He is always there for us,
He's good in every way.
pouring out his awesome love.
He's good in every way.
He fills us up with peace and joy.
He's good in every way.
He gives us all we need and more.
He's good in every way.
Come on now, join with
Come on now,
me.
join with me, everybody sing. I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way. Come on now, join with me, everybody sing.
Everybody sing.
I'm gonna lift my voice to glorify my King. He is a mighty God and worthy of our praise. We give him everything, he's good in every way. He's good in every way. He's good in every way.
There's a whole lot of change coming your way, 'cause like it or not, nothing stays the same. So hold on tight and follow real close. God is good and he's in control. Clap your hands like this. Now do the twist. Stomp your feet the same. Now sing this way. Oh, oh, oh. There's a whole lot of change coming your way, 'cause like it or not, nothing stays the same. So hold on tight and follow real close. God is good and he's in control. Clap your hands like this. Now let's bump this. Stomp your feet the same. Now whistle this way. Change it one. One more time, clap your hands like this.
Woke up this morning feeling kinda blue. A little sad, but I know just what to do. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh. I have learned that I can go to Jesus. He lifts me up whenever I need it. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh. When I'm worried, when I'm feeling down, that's when God comes through, turns it all around. Yeah, He gives me joy in every situation, keeps my spirits high, no matter what I'm facing. Oh, 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 oh. I'm feeling better. God made all the difference. He's always here to listen. Oh, 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 oh. He is my source, the one who gives me life. He is my God and He's good all the time. Oh, 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 oh. When I'm worried, when I'm feeling down, that's when God comes through, turns it all around. Yeah, He gives me joy in every situation, keeps my spirits high, no matter what I'm facing. Oh, 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 When I'm worried, when I'm feeling down, that's when God comes through and turns it all around. Yeah, He gives me joy in every situation, keeps my spirits high, no matter what I'm facing.
I like to think about the goodness of the Lord. He gives me everything I need and so much more. So I just want to lift my hands and say that I love Him. I just want to lift my heart in praise. And I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be, I want to be, I want to be. I like to think about the goodness of the Lord. He gives me everything I need and so much more. So I just want to lift my hands and say that I love Him. I just want to lift my heart in praise. And I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be, I want to be, I want to be thankful. change every